Greetings, ham and eggers, humanoids, lowlifes, and members of the Miyagi Fantasy Baseball League. I am your commissioner, Bobby, the Brain Radicals. Not only am I a commissioner, gentlemen, or gentle whatever you like to call yourselves, I am also the champion, present holder of the Daniel LaRussa Championship Trophy of Excellence. The title is around my waist. I am also four-time Count 'em Mouth Breathers and Knuckle Draggers, four-time 2009, 2010, 2011, and 2012 General Manager of the Year. And you know how I do this, ladies? With my superior internal infernal. My superior brain, the supercomputer. The fire never goes out, gentlemen. When most of you have to combine your brain power just to make a spark in a propane factory, the internal inferno burns on and wins championship after championship. So, mouth breathers, ham and eggers, let me tell you, maybe you should quit now. But this year, to give you a chance to enthrone the superior species of the league, I've created a new rule. The NA slot. That's non-applicable for you slower members of the league, meaning the other 9 guys who aren't Bobby the Brain Radicals. Those guys are not allowed on your roster. Now, they will not be allowed on your roster until 1 o'clock on Saturday afternoon. That gives those in the league who have lives, who have jobs, who don't live in their mother's basement, who don't just sit at the computer all day and actually talk to real live women, a chance to get the best NA players. So the guys with no lives, which are the other 9 of you, don't just run out to the computer after seeing this video and put on the best NA player on their roster. Now let me tell you what an NA player is for those of you with the small little dinky brains. Those guys in the minor leagues who have never played on a major league roster, the Japanese imports, the Cuban defectors, those are all NA players until they appear in a Major League Baseball game. Now, once you put one of those NA players on your roster, he must remain on the NA spot until he makes the Major Leagues. And once he makes the Major Leagues, he must leave the NA spot immediately to never return to that spot. And if he gets blasted back to the minors, which I'm sure you all will pick up guys who get put right back in the minors because you lack the brains of Bobby, the Brain Radicals, and you make your mistakes, once he goes back down to the minors where he and you belong, he will no longer be allowed to fill an NA spot. Am I saying this simple enough for you humanoids? Do you ham and eggers get this? Do I need to break it down Barney style? Once you pick up that minor leaguer, we'll call him Billy Joe Robideau. Once you say Billy Joe Robideau's really good, I bet he could play for the Smash Radicals. Maybe he could play on my team. And you pick him up and you put him in that NA spot, and he goes to the Major League Club and you play him in your fantasy baseball team, and he goes back to the minors in 2 weeks because you will make mistakes because you are simple mouth-breathing maggots. And he's back in the minors. You must keep him on your roster, put him in the free agent pool, but he will not go back to the NA spot. Does that rule make sense to you ham and eggers, you jobbers, you knuckle-dragging mouth-breathers? Can you figure that out? Is my superior supercomputer too much for you to follow? Now also, we have 2 new players in the league. My cousin, Flaming Gout, and another guy who's not important enough for me to remember his name, but he's in the league too, because he wants to learn how to lose with dignity like the rest of you. You know what I hate most? You know what I can't stand about fantasy baseball managers? They're allowed to vote, and they're allowed to breathe. You have no business in the same league as me. This is charity work, brother. Because me, Bobby, the Brain Radicals, am much too smart to compete against the likes of you people. So out of the goodness of my heart, for the tax deduction, I compete against you in fantasy baseball so you can feel good about yourselves. So you can say, hey, you see that? Bobby the Brain Radicals? He let me play against him in fantasy baseball, and it was the best 6 months of my life. It made me forget about pushing that broom around It made me forget about shoveling all that horse crap. It made me forget about my meager, do-nothing life. It made me feel like a somebody for about 6 months. That's what I bring to the table for you people. I let you compete against me because you have no business competing against the great Bobby, the Brain Radicals. Now let me tell you, ham and eggers, that I will allow you to compete against me, but these fantasies of defeating me are ridiculous. So I'll see you. Come at me. 2 at a time, 3 at a time, it doesn't matter. I will defeat all comers. Because my superior fantasy baseball brain, the supercomputer, the internal inferno, will not be defeated by the likes of you jobbers and ham and eggers. So have fun with your NA slot. And have fun pretending that you belong in the same league as Bobby the Brain Radicals. But don't pretend too hard because you might hurt your brains. And you don't have much brains to hurt, do you?